Hi, my name is Daniela and today I'm going to read an extract from a story taken from the book Usborne Illustrated Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales, retold by Milbourne, Gillian Doherty and Ruth Brocklehurst, illustrated by Fran Parenio. The Wild Swans. In her dreams, Eliza saw the Fairy Queen. She had bright green eyes and was very beautiful. She took Eliza by the hand. "I can tell you how to break the spell on your brothers," she said. "But it will not be easy. You must pick stinging nettles with your bare hands, then make them into thread. From the thread you must weave 11 shirts for your 11 brothers. When you have finished all the shirts, your brothers must put them on, and the spell will be broken forever." "Thank you," cried Eliza. "One more thing," said Fata Morgana. "Until the task is complete, you may not speak a single word. If you do, every one of your brothers will die on the spot." When Eliza woke in the early light of dawn, she set to work immediately. She found a clump of nettles and picked them with her bare hands. They stung terribly, and before long her hands were blistered and red. Her brothers had already flown that morning, and when they came back in the evening and saw what she was doing, they were aghast. "Is this some new enchantment?" asked the eldest. Eliza could only shake her head and carry on. "She can't speak," the youngest brother wept. "She's doing this to save us, I know it." The whole night long Eliza worked, and at the end of it had made one shirt. The next day her brothers flew away as swans again, and she started work on the second shirt. Around midday she heard galloping hooves, and a man on horseback appeared outside the cave. "What are you doing here?" asked the rider. Eliza could not say a word to explain herself. "If you are as good as you are beautiful, you can come and rule my kingdom with me," said the king, for that was who he was. When Eliza shook her head, the king thought she was just being shy. "Don't worry, I insist," he said. He lifted her onto his horse and took her back to his palace. The king showed Eliza his city full of golden domed buildings. She just stared blankly at it and could think of nothing but the nettles and the shirts she'd left in the cave. The king showed her his beautiful palace with its marble floors and wonderful paintings, and then he gave Eliza a pearl necklace and a ruby ring. But nothing could make her smile. And, of course, she couldn't speak a word. "Perhaps she's a witch," said the king's advisor. "Nonsense," answered the king. "Anyone who looks at this girl can tell how good she is." He showed Eliza to her own room. "I hope you can be happy here," he said hopefully. His face fell when Eliza turned and looked wistfully out of the window. Eliza knew that the king meant well, and she longed to be able to explain everything to him. The next morning the king came to her room. In his arms he held the bunch of nettles and the shirts Eliza had left in the cave. "I don't understand what you were doing with these," he said, "but they seemed important to you." Eliza's face lit up. She seized the nettles and set to work on the third shirt right away. The king watched her for a while, baffled, and then left her alone to carry on. "She's clearly insane," said his advisor, when the king told him what had happened. "She's nothing of the sort," the king retorted, although the girl's strangeness had begun to make him wonder. So, do you think Eliza managed to finish the 11 shirts? And do you think she managed to break the spell? And did she reunite with her brothers?